Well, my face is still a little messed up. I'm hoping by tomorrow, if I can get into town and get some, like, I don't know, stuff to make it better. I don't know. I'm just really worried it's gonna scar. I look like the Joker or something underneath this thing. Uh, the plan is to get to Chama and get healed up and get rested. I mean, I feel so rested right now, actually. But get to Chama, get my face healed. This is the city center of Cangellan. We have our post office. And we have one stop sign. So just took a little break on underneath that pine tree. Had a protein shake and some coffee, which was awesome. I am currently on Highway 84. Someone commented on one of my videos, and I get notifications every time I get a comment. And someone said, hey, check out Sarah Duma's video about safety warning that she just posted. So, of course, I was like, okay, well, here's what happened. Posted about this guy that is taking advantage of hikers. And he's going by the name of Jim, but he went by the name of Medic on the PCT. And apparently he's very violent and he's very trusting, or like you feel like you're like he's like a con man, so like you feel like you're comfortable around him or something. But I don't know, like she showed a picture of him and the dude looks fucking scary. But apparently he like kidnapped and abused a woman on the PCT, and he's been spotted on the CDT in southern or central New Mexico. Okay, so here is what happened with my face. I was walking over San Pedro Mountain, just outside of Cuba, and across that snowfield, and it was only like 7 or 8 miles of like unshaded snowfield, but I was moving really slow up there. I was not feeling very good that day, and I was going at like half a mile an hour or something, or like a mile an hour at that point. So I was up there for literally 7 or 8 hours, and it was kind of chilly, and it was like a nice day, and so I really didn't think much of it walking across the snow. But basically, there's a term called albedo, and the albedo effect is why our polar ice caps stay cold. It's because when the sun hits them, the reflectivity of their whiteness reflects back a bunch of the heat and the rays, so they don't actually absorb any of that. Whereas like why they say it's hotter wearing black clothes, like dark clothing, it's because like people drive white cars out in the desert and in Texas and in New Mexico because it reflects a lot of the heat. Well, along with that heat are the UV rays, and so when you're walking, all of that sunlight that's coming down is bouncing back up, and like if you're walking, like, you know, looking at your feet, it's going to hit this area first and the hardest. And that's exactly what happened to me. And like the first morning, like the morning after I woke up, and like my face was so red and so swollen, and I thought, oh, it's not that big of a deal, like it'll go down. And then it started like scabbing up and blistering, and so I thought the best thing to do, and like literally the inside of my nose is sunburnt, literally. And I was telling some other people about it, and they were like, if you walk with your mouth open, the top of your mouth can actually get sunburnt, like the roof of your mouth. So luckily that didn't happen to me, but I got it everywhere else. But what I did was, my idea of treating it, because I was like, you know, this is my moneymaker, I gotta take care of this, you know, is I was like, well, I'm gonna put a bunch of bag balm, like Vaseline type stuff on it. But I like bag balm because it's got sulfur in it, and sulfur is naturally antibacterial. And so every night I just lathered up and bag balm, and then I have like this like facial oil stuff that I was putting on too during the day that was a little bit lighter. And it just kept getting worse. And I was like, why is this getting worse? And so it's literally been, what, 4 or 5 days since I went over San Pedro Mountain. And it was like yesterday morning was the worst it had ever been. And I was like, it should be healed by now. And so I had service at one point, and I called my mom, and I told her, I was like, my face is all fucked up. And I was explaining to her like what it looked like and stuff. And she was like, you have sun poisoning. Like, that's like, and she goes, all right, I'm going to look up, you know, what to send you. She's like, if you can get to town and clean it. She's like, take the Vaseline off. And then she like, I get off the phone with her, and she texts me like in all caps, take the Vaseline off right now. Because apparently that's like the worst thing you can do for blisters, because you're supposed to let them dry up. And so I ended up like scrubbing my face with a washcloth yesterday with just water. But and to get the Vaseline off, and it's dried up, and it looks so much better already. But now it's just like scabbed up, and like dry and scabbed, and whereas before it was like oily and blistery, I guess, which is really gross. But my main concern is that this is going to scar, because it kind of looks a lot like my wrist did. My wrist took on like this Freddy Krueger look when I came out of the boot heel in southern New Mexico. And I don't know if you can tell, but I don't know if you saw, but it's not that bad, but it's definitely a white and red splotchy on the top of my wrist, like in just one little area where it was the worst. And so I'm just really, really trying to take whatever precaution I can to keep this from scarring, because it's pretty bad. Like right now, like my nose is like all scabbed up, like scabbed over, and I got like this like ring where all my skin came off, like right here. So it's like dark up here, but just like white right around here. And then I just got blisters that are drying up like all around my nose and upper lip. And like it's really bad right here on this side. I guess that's where the sun was coming from or something. But that's the face situation. I'm getting so bored waiting for this bus that I was doing push-ups. Well, like lady push-ups. I was just leaning up against this rail. Let's see if I can do one arm. Oh! It's a one-arm push-up. You saw it here first. But I'm getting really nervous about this bus, because they're supposed to be here in 1 minute, and they're not here yet. Maybe they're just running slow. I don't know. The bus just got here. Or it's pulling up right now. Sweet. So excited. So excited. That asshole. The blue bus just pulled up, and I was grabbing my pack and trying to climb to walk towards him, and he just drove right past me. What the f***? He literally came within 5 feet of me, looked at me, and kept driving. Literally the only person standing over here at the bus stop. Luckily, there's another bus today, but it doesn't get here for 7 hours. What am I supposed to do at this glorious abandoned post office for 7 hours? Oh my God. Remember that time I said, fuck New Mexico? Well, I've got a few words to add to that, but I'm not going to share them. I'm going to keep them safely in here. The man I helped unload his truck, I asked him about this gas station up here, and he said it's a pretty cool joint, so I'm gonna go check it out.
Our agreement was for you to ride as far as you wanted to go, and no mention to anyone that I'd seen you in return for this. That's more than you got coming. Hold it.
But you can get plenty in Dodge.
If I thought there was plenty of water in Dodge, son, there'd be no argument.